Go look at your bathroom sink. Right now, before I say another word. Not the drain. Look at the front wall of the bowl, just under the rim. There is a little hole there. That is the overflow, and I will bet you a cup of coffee it has never been cleaned. Not by you, not by whoever had the house before you. Put your finger in it. Go on. Pull it out and take a smell. That is what I want to talk about today. Now, I called this 12 things plumbers do not want you to know. And let me be straight about that because I do not like a title I cannot back up. It is not a conspiracy. The honest ones will tell you all of it if you ask. Trouble is, nobody asks. And the ones who are not honest will sell you a $90 jug of enzyme cleaner when a brown bottle from the drugstore, $1 and change, does the same work. Between you and me, that gap is the whole business. I did 9 of these already. This is 12 more, no repeats. One bottle, 3% hydrogen peroxide, the kind sitting by the bandages. We are walking the whole house with it. Laundry room, bathroom, kitchen, bottle stays in my hand the whole way. Laundry room number 1, the washing machine standpipe. Here's the problem. Your laundry room smells fine all week. Then the washer hits its drain cycle, and for 90 seconds, the room smells like a sewer. Then it clears, and you tell yourself you imagined it. You did not. Here is why. That vertical pipe your washer hose dumps into is a standpipe, 2-inch pipe, trap at the bottom, and it handles the filthiest warm water in the house. Lint, detergent, body oil, all of it running about 100 degrees. That coats the wall above the trap and builds a slime layer. In the trade, we call that biofilm, a living skin of bacteria on the pipe wall. Now, when your washer pumps out, it does not trickle. It shoves 20 gallons up that hose in a hurry, and that column of water pushes the air in the standpipe out ahead of it, right past the film and into the room. That is your 90 seconds. The fix. Pull the washer hose out. Pour 2 cups of peroxide straight down, slow, so it runs the wall instead of dropping through the middle. 30 minutes. Hose back in. Run a rinse and spin. Done. $2, once a month. A service call to chase a laundry room odor runs $150, and 9 times out of 10 you get told exactly what I just told you. One honest caution. If that smell is all through the house, and not just the laundry room, it is not film in a standpipe. That is a vent problem or something in the main line, and that job belongs to a licensed plumber with a camera. Bathroom number 2. Faucet aerators. You used to fill a pot in 20 seconds. Now it takes 40. Or the bathroom faucet spits sideways at your shirt. Everybody blames the city water. It is almost never the water. Screw off the tip of your faucet and you will find the aerator, a little screen that mixes air into the stream. It catches every bit of grit coming down the line, and the back of that screen grows the same film. Once it loads up, flow drops, and the stream goes crooked. Here's the fix. Unscrew the aerator counterclockwise as you look up at it. If it will not budge, put 2 or 3 wraps of masking tape around the jaws of your pliers first, so you do not chew the chrome. Newer faucets, hide it inside the spout, and take a little plastic key, which came taped in the box you threw away. Any hardware store sells one for $3. Lay the pieces on a towel in the order they came off. That is the part people skip, and then they call me because they're faucet sprays. Drop them in a coffee cup of peroxide, 30 minutes. Old toothbrush on the screen. Back together in that same order. That pink slime in there is a bacteria that lives in damp, and peroxide handles it. $2 against a $180 low-pressure call. Number 3, the toilet tank. Lift the lid off your tank and look at the water line. Black streaking or a pink ring is growth, and it sits in the water that fills your bowl every flush. Most folks reach for one of those blue pucks that hang in the tank. Hear me on this. Chlorine sitting in a tank around the clock eats rubber. It hardens your flapper, the rubber seal at the bottom that lifts when you flush, and it chews the seals in the fill valve. That is where phantom flushing comes from. The ghost refill at 2 in the morning. Read the paperwork on almost any name brand toilet, and in tank chlorine tablets void the warranty outright. Peroxide cleans without any of that. Shut the supply at the little oval valve behind the toilet. Flush once to drop the water, then pour 2 cups in the tank. 30 minutes. Take an old paintbrush and scrub the walls and the underside of the lid. Open the valve, let it fill, flush twice. $2 twice a year. A flapper is $5 and half an hour. A plumber coming out to swap that $5 part is $200. Number 4. That overflow hole from the top of the video. That is a tube of biofilm, and there is a reason for it. Water only moves through that hole when a sink is about to spill over, which is basically never. The rest of the time, it is a dark, damp, dead-end passage that catches splashed toothpaste and soap and holds it. Nobody cleans it because nobody sees it. Here is how you reach it. Get a plastic syringe from the pharmacy, the kind for children's medicine, $1 or $2. A turkey baster works too. Fill it with peroxide, put the tip in the hole, and push slow. 3 or 4 times. You will hear it fizz inside the wall of the sink, and some will come out the drain below, because that passage empties into the tailpiece under the bowl. Let it work 15 minutes, then run hot water. If yours is years bad, run a small bottle brush through first, then hit it again with peroxide. I have walked into houses where somebody already paid to replace a perfectly good pee trap chasing a bathroom smell, and it was this hole the whole time. $2. Number 5. Rubber nozzle showerheads. Most showerheads made in the last 20 years have soft rubber nubs across the face, so you can rub mineral off with your thumb. Good design. The trouble is how folks clean them. Everybody knows the vinegar bag trick, and vinegar does work on hard mineral. But vinegar is an acid, and an acid soak on soft rubber over and over dries those nubs out and turns them crumbly. I have pulled heads apart where the nozzles came off in my hand. For the film and the smell, use peroxide instead. Sandwich bag, fill it 1/3 full, pull it up over the head so the face is submerged, and hold it with a rubber band around the neck. 30 minutes. Pull the bag, run the shower hot a minute, and rub across the nubs with your thumb. Now I will be honest, because that is the deal. Peroxide will not dissolve heavy white scale. That is mineral, and mineral needs acid. Peroxide handles the biological side, the film, and the pink growth. If your head is crusted chalk white, you need a vinegar soak, and just do not make it a monthly habit on rubber. Quick word before the kitchen. Everything so far came out of one brown bottle you already own. I put 101 more fixes like it in a book called 101 Ways to Unclog Any Drain. Cheap stuff, no special tools. Link is in the description or scan the code on your screen. Subscribe here at the Vintage Pipe Fitter for old school know-how that saves real money. Kitchen number 6. Under the disposal splash guard. That black rubber collar sitting in the mouth of your disposal is the splash guard. Flip it over and look at the underside of those flaps. That is where your kitchen smell lives. Not down in the grinding chamber, not in the trap. Right there, 4 inches from your nose, coated in a layer of old food that never gets rinsed because water runs past it and never touches the backside. On most disposals, that collar lifts straight out with your fingers. Some are a two-piece where the ring stays and the rubber pulls free. Get a grip on it and pull straight up. If it fights you, work it around in a circle as you lift. Drop it in a bowl of peroxide, enough to cover it, and let it sit 20 minutes. Old toothbrush on both sides of every flap. You are going to be a little disgusted by what comes off, and that is the point. Rinse it, push it back in, done. While the collar is out, pour a cup of peroxide down the open throat and let it foam over the grinder. Cost you nothing extra since the bottle is already open. Do this every couple months, and you can stop buying those disposal freshener packets, $8 for 4, that cover the smell for a day. Number 7. Peroxide plus a squirt of dish soap. This one is for the clog that will not plunge. You have had it. You lean on that plunger for 10 minutes, you get a little movement, and it settles right back in. Here is why. A grease clog or a hair and conditioner clog is not hard like a toy or a bottle cap. It is slick and soft, and it grips the pipe wall all the way around. When you plunge, the pressure just pushes past it. You are shoving on a sponge, so you loosen its grip first. 1 cup of peroxide, 1 tablespoon of plain blue dish soap. Mix it in a cup and pour it down the drain. The peroxide gets into the film that is holding the mass onto the pipe wall, and the soap does what soap does. It breaks the grease and cuts the friction so the whole plug can slide. Give it 20 to 30 minutes. No hot water yet. Then run hot water for 30 seconds and go to work with the plunger. What used to take 10 minutes of straining takes 4 or 5 good pushes. And here is the part people skip. Fill the sink an inch or two before you plunge, and if it is a double sink, plug the other side with a wet rag. Plunging into air does nothing at all. Number 8. Drain gnats. Little dark gnats hovering around your kitchen sink, and they come back no matter what you spray. Some folks call them drain flies. They are not coming up from the sewer, and they are not coming in the window. Here is what is really going on. Those gnats lay eggs in the film on the pipe wall, up in that first 6 or 8 inches below the strainer, where there is air and there is food. The larvae live inside that film. They eat it. So when you spray the sink and kill every adult you can see, you have killed this week's batch and left the nursery completely untouched. 10 days later, brand new gnats. You do not have a bug problem. You have a film problem that happens to grow bugs, so kill the film. Last thing at night, when nobody is going to run water for 8 hours, pour a cup of peroxide down the drain, slow. That foam is what does the work, because it expands and gets up under the film where a spray or a poured cleaner would run straight past. Do it 7 nights running. You will see the adults thin out around night 4 and be gone by the end of the week. $2 against $40 of sprays that never touched the problem. Whole house number 9. The fizz is telling you something. This is the one I would keep if I had to throw out the other 11. When you pour peroxide in a drain and it foams up white, that foam is not the peroxide being strong. It is peroxide meeting organic matter and breaking apart into water and oxygen. The bubbles are oxygen. No organic matter, no bubbles. That means the fizz is a free test, so use it that way. Pour half a cup down a slow drain and watch. Heavy foam that keeps climbing means you have a real film in there, and everything I have talked about today is going to help you. Keep going. A little fizz and then nothing means light film, probably not your problem. And no foam at all in a drain that is running slow, that is the one to pay attention to. A clean pipe that still will not drain is not a chemistry problem. It is a mechanical one. Something solid is in there, or the line has settled and sagged, or you have roots. And I will tell you plainly, no bottle of anything is fixing those. Roots and a bellied main line mean a camera and a licensed plumber, and there is no shame in picking up the phone. Knowing which of the two you have is what saves you the money. Number 10. Whitening porcelain without scratching it. That gray or brown ring in the porcelain right around your sink or tub drain. Most people go at it with a powdered cleanser and a lot of elbow grease. Do not do that. Those powders work by being gritty, and grit puts fine scratches in the glaze. You cannot see them the first time, but every scratch is a place for stain to sit, so the ring comes back faster and darker. You scrub harder, and in 5 years the porcelain around your drain is permanently dull. Peroxide lifts that stain by oxidizing it instead of sanding it. Fold a paper towel into a strip, soak it in peroxide, and lay it right on the ring so it stays wet against the stain. 30 minutes. Peel it up and wipe with a damp cloth. For a stubborn one, lay a fresh soaked towel on and let it sit an hour. Nothing to scrub, nothing to scratch, and the glaze stays sealed the way the factory made it. Number 11. Septic tanks. If you are on septic, this one matters more than the rest of them put together. Your tank is not a hole. It is a working system, and the work is done by bacteria that break solids down so the liquid heading out to your drain field is thin enough to soak away. Kill that bacteria and solids carry out into the field lines, and the field plugs solid. Now think about what chlorine is for. Chlorine kills bacteria. That is the whole reason it exists. So every bleach cleaner and tank puck you send down, that pipe lands in a tank whose entire job depends on bacteria staying alive. Peroxide is a different animal. It breaks down into water and oxygen, and that is the end of it. No residue heading for your field. Nothing sitting in the tank killing things for a week. Keep it sensible. What we have talked about today is a cup or two at a time, and that is fine for any tank. Do not go dumping a gallon a day and call it maintenance. The math here is not close. A pump out runs $400. A drain field that is plugged up is $8,000 to $15,000, and I have watched families find that out the hard way. Number 12, 3% and the two things you never mix it with. The bottle you want says 3% on the label. That is the standard drugstore strength, and it is all any of this needs. You will see stronger out there. Salon grade comes in 20 and 40 volume, which is 6% and 12%, and food grade goes higher still. That stuff will burn your skin white on contact. It will take the finish off a fixture, and it will not clean your pipe any better than the cheap bottle. 3%, and stop there. Now the mixing, and I want you to hear this. Never mix peroxide and vinegar in the same container. Together, they make peracetic acid, which is rough on your lungs and eyes, and plenty of folks online will tell you to combine them because they figure 2 cleaners beat 1. Use one, rinse well, then the other if you must. Same rule with bleach. Peroxide and bleach in a closed drain is not something you want to stand over, and store it in the brown bottle it came in. That bottle is dark on purpose because light breaks peroxide down into plain water. A clear spray bottle on a sunny windowsill is dead in a couple weeks, and you will swear the product quit working. Here is a free freshness check. Pour a little down a drain you know is dirty. If it does not fizz, the bottle is done. $1 and change for a new one. One more thing. Peroxide handles film, not a real stoppage. When a drain quits on you, My book, 101 Ways to Unclog Any Drain, covers everyone in the house, kitchen, tub, shower, toilet, laundry, floor drains, and the main. Each clog you clear yourself is $150 to $400 kept. Find it linked below. Subscribe, and the Vintage Pipe Fitter keeps these coming weekly. Bonus tip stinger. Bonus, since you stayed to the end. Look on your countertop next to the kitchen faucet for a little chrome cylinder about 2 inches tall with a slotted cap. Not everybody has one. That is a dishwasher air gap, and it is a code-required piece that keeps dirty sink water from ever backing into your dishwasher. Nobody cleans it, ever. It is a warm, damp chamber with dishwasher discharge running through it, which makes it about the best home for film in your kitchen. When folks tell me their clean dishes smell sour, this is where I look first. Twist the chrome cap off and lift out the plastic sleeve underneath. Pour half a cup of peroxide down the opening, let it foam for 15 minutes, then run the dishwasher on a rinse cycle. Soak that plastic sleeve in the same cup you used for the aerators. 10 minutes of your time. And now you know something. The last 3 people who cleaned that kitchen did not. That is 12. 1 bottle, $1 and change, and it covered every one of them. I am the Vintage Pipe Fitter. Uncle Ray taught me most of this standing in somebody else's basement, and he would have told you the same thing I just did, only shorter. Go put your hands on something. I will see you next week.